Higher education or marriage?
Higher education.
Higher education.
Higher education.
Higher education.
Marriage. How's the marriage looking like?
That's true.
Like, I gotta see both ends. Like, if she's gonna marry a bum, I wouldn't say.
Let's say it's a guy that fulfills her requirements and could take care of her.
Yeah. Marriage with a prenup.
Okay, so
I think benefits the woman.
Say the marriage. Okay.
I think our world right now. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
you're
apologize.
good. You said if he's higher up in the world.
Well, I mean, he could take care of her. We'll put it that way.
Marriage, you can go to college.
Yeah, I may switch to marriage.
So what would you tell her to pursue? The marriage or the higher education?
Actually, I changed my mind.
No, I mean, I've seen a lot of marriages fail, so I don't know. I feel like I would choose higher education.
Okay.
I think the
would
world
too,
needs.
actually.
I think the world
Change
needs
my
more
mind.
educated people right now versus marriage because we're destroying this planet. So we need to.
No, nigga, simply you can't fix
I
stupid.
feel like
I changed do a better job and be a little
we
bit
have
smarter.
more educated people now than ever before. The most college graduates ever, but the economy isn't the worst that it's ever been.
Yeah, definitely.
So does education really save the world?
No, but it develops our critical thinking skills. It develops our critical thinking skills.
What I've come to realize is that
situations develop that.
I've come
With
to realize
me, universally develop my critical thinking skills.
So that's an individual.
you failed earlier when we gave your
Everything's about
critical thinking
opinion.
skill situation with why a woman needs to like a man more.
How did I fail when I allowed you guys to just continue with the conversation because everyone didn't miss my point, or everyone missed
Because
my
the
point?
You didn't make
topic
a
was
point.
it was dragged along. Nobody remembered the original topic.
Do you want me to put the point now?
No, we're good.
Okay, then why did we address that?
We're far.
Then why did we address
past
it?
that.
Don't do that if we're not going to address the point that we're addressing.
No, I'm just saying you think you're saying that it helps with critical thinking skills, and what I'm saying is that what I've come to realize is that like with educated women, their critical thinking skills don't necessarily go up. I mean, just now you try to make that argument, and I explained to you why the woman needs to like the man more, and you're still like, oh, but I gave you a logically sound explanation as to why the woman needs to like the man more
I
for the
accepted your
relationship.
opinion.
Critical thinking.
Okay, here's a critical thinking thing. Okay, so
I would argue it's more along the lines of a fact because everything that I stated was statistics that back up why I came to that conclusion.
Everything is purely subjective in any point of the view. And even if you're going to add statistics, if you want to put the best one, who is the happiest and healthiest subgroup of our population? It's unmarried and let's say wed. Well, unmarried, unwed.
That's
is the same
propaganda to
thing.
keep women
How
single.
Is it propaganda? Okay.
Can we talk
feminist-
about
It's
something
feminist
that-
propaganda
So
to
yours
keep
is fact
women.
and mine's
A little bit more
propaganda.
important.
Okay.
It's propaganda because
Yours
then
is
there's
fact and
other
mine's
studies.
propaganda.
Because then there's other studies that show that women that are unmarried and single for a long period of time also are the highest users of anti-anxiety medication, antidepressant medication.
What study was that? What year was that taken?
Well, they've
Mine
done
was
it-
in.
It's been going up since the 70s.
Your sources.
It's been going up since the
Well, I'll
70s.
cite my sources. It's from a behavioral analyst in London. It's a man. He actually quoted by saying, if a woman decides to get married, then she probably should think twice, but a man that he should, because women who aren't married, who have children, actually live longer and are happier than our subgroups who are married.
If I had a kid and I wasn't married.
Well,
Divorce is a thing. Divorce
hold on.
is a
So we're
thing.
going to go to Rumble now?
Yeah, we can.
We're an hour over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. We'll switch over.
So
All right, guys, come on over to Rumble, rumble.com/freshandfit. Right now, we're going to switch on over and continue this conversation. Rumble.com/freshfit. Come on over, ninjas. We're going to kill the YouTube stream now. And then we'll be back after on YouTube and Rumble for the IRL. Got y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
Oh, it's not. We're
Sorry,
done?
so
I thought
you-
we were just going to a different platform.
Yeah.
No, it's not over. It's not over. No,
to
what I
this
was saying
platform.
was we know that one of the biggest, predeterminers on female happiness and fulfillment is children and a family, not necessarily career.
What study have you took off that? Because not even studies, but the people that I have seen, they're tired, they're worn out, and they're dying a bit.
So you think women would prefer to work in the corporate world and make money and be childless and not have a family? You think women prefer that over a family?
I understand that everything has a bit of privilege to it. So if a woman is privileged enough to make her own money, then of course that would be the safest and best option for them to live their life without a man or a child.
What are your studies coming from?
So the one that I was drawing, the happier, like the subgroup, is from a 2015 study from a behavioral analyst in London.
What's the article name?
It was by the, please don't allow me to forget now. It was the Herald. I have a screenshot of it if you would like to cite my source.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that all?
With the phones.
Just one study?
No. We can actually talk about it a bit more, but I don't want to take up too much time. There's about 9 more women here. So do we have any opinions about, I don't know how many women
I think
here, but
most
apparently
women,
I
if
talk
you
too
lined them
much.
up and asked them career or children in a family, most women want children in a family over a career.
Why though?
probably half and half.
Because what do we put on earth to do?
to procreate, I guess.
Okay. So if we're put on earth to procreate,
In the let's say
like
the
work.
Disney Disney
honestly.
realm of it is
Both
to
of it is
procreate.
jobs. I don't
But
like
I
to
feel
work.
like you can
I
actually.
think we're
Interesting.
put on
Both of it
earth
is
to learn.
Yeah.
I feel
It's
like
just
Really?
I feel like you're
lifelong
able to have your own
ability.
opinion about what you're put on this earth for. So if that is to make yourself happy or to make another person happy, whatever you feel like your mission is personally on this earth is what you should continue to strive for.
that's a very privileged 2023
I said it's
explanation.
privileged. I said it's privileged.
Human beings are put on earth to procreate. That's the main reason why we're here. That's why human beings are here. That's why we have that strong inkling to procreate, want to
And
have
sexual
sex,
desire.
etc.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all for having children. So what I'm saying is that when a woman, right, has a career and focus on making money, that actually hurts her ability to have children in a family.
But if she's happier within the study, then why does it matter if she's happier in the long run?
That's a minority. Most women want children in a family.
Most women?
Not
Yeah.
all.
That is the,
So
the
have you spoke
majority.
to
I
women
don't.
who have a children in the family? Have you spoke to them 10 years after? Are they upset? Are they distraught? Are they bitter?
I'll tell
Because
you
men
who's,
say
I'll
that
tell you
women
who's
are
more
bitter
bitter.
after like 25,
I'll tell
right?
you who's
so why
more
are they
bitter.
bitter?
The women that don't have children in a family. Because here's the thing.
Why?
No matter how old you are, you can always go back to school and start a career. But
You
when
can
you,
always adopt.
Yeah. Adoption
It's
is
not
beautiful.
It's not your kids.
But still, that's the
Yeah.
ego.
I
That's
would
the,
love
that's
to
the
adopt a
ego. That's
foster
the ego.
child.
do you want to adopt children?
I do.
Now, mind you, I'm
I
saying
do.
if
Do
I
you
don't
want to
want
adopt children?
I would adopt my favorite
No,
niece at this point.
but if you had a
Do you want
choice,
to?
would you
Not
adopt
would
children
you?
or would you want your own biological children?
I
in
wouldn't
the
want to
euphoric
adopt.
world, in the euphoric world where we understand that the partners stay together, then yes.
You
But
want
this-
your own biological children?
In the euphoric
Okay,
world,
congratulations. Most women do too.
definitely.
So what I'm
'Cause it's
saying
a
is
story
that
we've been
since
told.
we know that, because here's the thing, you only have a finite amount of time to have children as a female.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Okay,
it's a biological
so
clock.
so what I'm saying is that we brought plenty of women here that have cried on air
Oh, I hate
for
that.
choosing a career over a children in a family, because you can always go back to school and get an education, but you can't always have a family.
But
I
black
think more
doesn't-
people
mind-
should.
mind you not
I think more
family.
people should adopt. Actually.
Yeah, but mind you, not family, but it may even be is just partnership and
very
companionship.
That's fantastic. But
Why
are most
is that
people going to do
not?
that?
I'm not.
My
Yeah.
family
If you're
has.
not
So-
fit
But
to
are
have a
most
child-
people going to
family
do that?
has.
They're not.
No,
My
because they
favorite
probably
aunt
don't
is
have a big enough
produced
heart to
from
do that.
So you said you
Adoption,
feel like,
and I
right?
love her to
Huh?
death.
I mean,
You said you feel
My
like they should
fave.
adopt.
My heart is.
Yeah, because there's a lot of kids that need to be that
Adopt.
need homes that
But I
are
mean-
struggling and suffering in
It's
places.
also,
As a
it's
woman,
also very
there's a
difficult
different
for
bond,
the
yeah.
adoption. You know,
Process.
yes, thank you for the
Yeah,
adoption
completely.
process. It is such a
Oh, I
strenuous.
know. My
It
sister
is.
adopted.
It is 2-3 year, like
so
5-year process.
difficult.
obviously.
Yeah, it's
I
a very
also think-
difficult thing to go through. So some people even just give up at that point,
Some
or
people
they're
that
waiting
shouldn't-
forever, or they just never get to have that
Yeah,
child.
some people also just shouldn't
Definitely.
have kids.
I
and
agree.
Also,
And then there
um,
wouldn't have to be that problem of these children also being put up
Yeah.
for adoption. I mean, given there are some
Not all
instances
of
where
it,
like,
yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God, both the parents died. That's pretty fucked. Then
I
Like,
think
if
that
they don't have
I
somebody
think that the
else.
system is very broken when it comes to adoption, and
It is.
needs to be completely fixed and it needs to be redone because it's terrible.
The point is,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna have to choose to have kids, they
Yeah.
want their own kids, right? Bottom line. That's the
Right.
whole point.
Biologically, we are designed to
wanna
perpetuate the
have- yeah.
species,
Yeah.
right? So
and there's a
biologically,
different
we
type
Wise
of bond
would
that
wanna-
comes with having your own child.
Yeah,
Being
definitely.
pregnant, experiencing
That
those
skin-to-skin
hormones and stuff,
contact
there's a
after
diff-
birth.
there's
So
a whole
typically
But what
on,
if it's your
on the
surrogate,
show,
too? I love your
whenever there's
point.
career women that come on the show, they're like, you know what, I had a great career, it was amazing, travel, all the fun stuff. But eventually they're like, damn, you know what, I'm getting older, I'm not enjoying this with anybody but myself, cats and dogs. That's not fulfilling.
No,
is
it
very
isn't.
dissatisfying, and ultimately they want family and children
But you-
because at least they have peace and quiet and happiness with that family versus a
Keep
career.
them quiet.
Peace and quiet
You
with
may
the
wanna-
family.
But it's
No, I
not,
think there
it's
should be
not
a
every
balance.
woman,
There
though,
should be
because
a
I know
balance.
women that are perfectly content with not having
Yeah.
children.
But let's be honest though, they say that in front of you, but when they get home alone, are they really
No.
happy?
Yeah, they
and
are.
actually, there's a study
But
that
the grass isn't greener on the other side, so
No,
you
they're
don't
not happy.
necessarily
They're-
know if a
they're
man,
drinking
or you don't
wine,
know if they're
they're on
like, oh my
drugs.
Drinking
God,
wine, it
please
feels
go to
Going
sleep.
dumb
I need to
medicine.
use my
They're not happy.
deliverable. You never
Right,
know what
children,
they're doing.
children
on the
fuck up
internet.
your body,
You
and
never
also
know.
they're needy
That's
and
so
they're
selfish.
annoying.
God,
That's
wow.
not
Well,
true.
to be real,
So
But guess what? Most
selfish.
people
Wow.
have children for selfish reasons because they want to produce
Sorry.
another heir of themselves.
I
But
don't
at the end of
wanna
the day,
do
you're
that.
birthing
My
another
pussy gonna be
character. That's
hanging
it.
loose.
You're
What's
just
more-
going to allow them
what's
to
more
do that.
selfish, not having kids or having kids? See,
It's the point. No,
Do you wanna
it's the
have
reason.
kids?
It's the reason why you have
Why does it
children.
have to be
So if you
selfish
feel
versus
like
not
you're like, oh,
selfish?
What you brought up.
if it's like I, so I'll be a great mom. I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to do that. That's selfish because at the end of the day, I think a lot of parents want to put their characteristics or what they weren't able to accomplish on their children. And another point is more so of like, oh, who's going to take care of me when I'm older? However, if you have a child that says, or you have a child and you say to yourself, hey, you know what? I have accomplished my life. I did the things on my list, and I am able to put my energy in this other person, right? Wholeheartedly. However, that is a privilege and a luxury that a lot of women aren't able to experience. So the fact that you say, I am 28, my frontal lobe is developed. If I want to have a child, I am going to ensure that my life is okay. So I don't look at my daughter that I have essentially created a better life for if you, as a woman, if you've done your job correctly, as you say, hey, you're going to date up, right? But at that point,
Not
it's
to
like,
cut you off.
are you going to be jealous of your child? Are you going to be jealous of your child if they do better than you? And if so, then you shouldn't have a child until you, let's say, check off your list.
So I got the first part, but not the last part. You lost me there.
I know, I
But
kind of did. I'm a little rambly. I apologize.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's fine. But can you learn something from it, ladies? Because this isn't a Barbie, and I want us to be Barbie.
At the end of the day, if you're a woman and you want to have a fulfilling career, and that's cool and all, but we're just saying ultimately the woman wants to have a family at the end of the day. That's all we're saying here.
No.
I feel like at the end of the day, even if you say you don't want to
I'm
have a
confused.
family, like you said, like if you are successful and you have a good career at the end of the day, who are you gonna leave it to? You
Exactly.
don't. If you're really being successful and having like generational wealth and really building something, what's the point of building it and then being
Having
here and
nobody
then
having
We are
Yeah.
designed to
Nieces,
perpetuate the
nephews.
species, guys. That's it.
Nieces and nephews. I think that's a story that we tell each other. Just like Disney princesses. We don't have any Prince Charmings out
Well,
here.
like I said earlier, if you're looking back at
We don't, do we?
animalistic
Some,
views,
who's a Prince Charming?
all
You wouldn't
mammals-
You two people didn't have sex.
No, definitely. No,
Yes,
I'm not
mammals are
saying
only
that.
first to
I give
procreate.
all kudos to my
Biology.
parents. I give all kudos to my parents. They have done a selfless act. But in my foundation, am I able to be selfless at 28?
I thought
No.
you said
So why
so.
would I have
Do
a
you
child?
feel
You're
to be a
missing the
mother?
point.
Wait, real quick.
your point.
Do you want kids?
No,
Why?
because I'm selfish. I don't want kids. I like the life that I have.
Same.
I mean, not saying
Same.
maybe in the future I'll change my mind,
But right now,
but
same.
now I'm good.
So if you met a guy,
Mhm.
successful, your average, I want to say ideal type, and he said,
Mhm.
you know what, let's get married and have kids, you would say no?
Um,
Right
like
now?
right now.
right now,
Right now?
I would say no.
I mean, you're
Right
28
now,
right
I'd say
now.
no. I'm
You're 28,
28.
yeah.
I'm
You got no
28.
time left.
No
Well,
time
damn.
left.
No
No, but
time
she's
left for
28.
me.
She's
Let's go
almost
back to our
30.
study. Let's go back to our study. We're
has no
happier.
man.
Do you want kids?
Yeah,
How many do you want?
like 3.
I love that.
Do you have like an age you want to have kids?
Like 28.
28? How old
I
are you now?
Like
that.
her age. 21.
21?
Yeah, wait until you're 25. Your frontal lobe will develop.
Actually,
so
wait
you can
till
pick your
you're.
partner.
Oh my God.
Wait till you're
Pick your
32.
partner.
No, let them talk, man.
God,
What about
damn,
you?
PR? Relax.
Ms. Rizzo, you want kids?
Yes.
How many?
2 or 3.
By what age?
Next year.
Wait, how old are you now?
31.
Yeah, you need to do it now, nigga. All right. Do you want kids?
By next year, you're gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
3 kids.
No, say it, bro. Say it.
Say it.
Do you want kids?
Yeah.
How
yeah,
many?
I want kids. No more than 2. Probably. Nah, honestly, I wouldn't put a number on it. Realistically, I'm not trying to be popping out a litter over here. Like, but you know,
That'd be
I have a
really
couple
cute.
kids. I don't want kids though until I find someone that I feel like is that. You
Somebody
know,
could settle
man.
down with.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't even need to be like yes, but also just someone who I could see myself actually building with and creating
So
that
you want kids?
foundation, creating
Nice
Yeah,
character.
okay, cool.
Have you met a guy that you would say might be I guess, a good candidate?
No.
Or no? So far?
Eh,
I'd
Yeah.
rather not answer that question.
Oh, shit. Okay. That's a different question for a different day. What about you? Do you want to have kids?
Like at this point in my life, no. Like I'm not desiring that. It doesn't sound appealing to me. I'm selfish like her. I like my life. I like my freedom. I think freedom is like the most important thing to me actually in the entire world. So a child sounds like it would take a lot of my freedom away. If a man could provide me with a nanny and different things, then there's a possibility. But I don't want to be stuck to a child and not ever having time for myself.
So if you had a wealthy man and a caretaker for the kid, you would definitely do one.
Maybe.
I feel like that's not even worth it for the kid. What
Why?
time?
Hold on.
What, like
But you just said
This is-
something
this
about
is
adoption.
her future.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do you want kids?
At this moment, no.
Please
What?
don't.
Please don't. You say please don't? Okay, well, I'm going to say the same thing to you. Please don't. That hurts. But no, not at this moment.
Why?
I feel like I'm not at the stage where I'm ready for a child.
Isn't that selfish?
Is it selfish to have one when you're not ready?
What's more selfish?
To have them when you're not ready?
I agree.
I would call that
I
just
mean,
not
my
being
parents
prepared.
were
But
ready. I feel
Not
like
be-
that came out
Well,
pretty
yeah, I
good.
accepted I'm not prepared. I just told you that I wasn't prepared.
How do you know when you're ready?
okay.
Who's to say
You
when
want
you're
kids?
ready?
Yeah.
A
Honestly,
bit more than
no,
that, honey.
I don't.
She's waiting for us. to have kids.
Yeah, she wants us.
I would have a kid. Like if my brother doesn't have a kid, I would have a kid to keep our bloodline and, like I said, like our success and all our stuff
Mhm.
to the next generation. I would, but no, I don't want a kid. It's a lot of work, and it's just this world kind of sucks, and I would be very. I would have to find the right person and the right man and the right situation for me to have a kid, and the odds of that are
Slim to none.
slim to none. So I'm.
So tell me, what are you doing to find a man? Because right now you're in Miami with your girl. So are you?
Hey.
Does your man wanna?
I mean, a man is not like my top priority. Like my top priority isn't like let me go get married and like
Oh, well.
find a kid. It's really to just like build up like I have like a business and all like my career and make sure I'm successful. So then when all the successes and the businesses and everything is in line, then I can worry about
Nah,
having a kid and then teaching my kid how to do this.
You'll
and
be
this,
single
that.
at 35, man. I'll tell you right now.
It's a focus on you before you focus
That's
on
right.
somebody
that's
else.
I'm praying my
Yeah,
brother's
that's
gonna have
not
the kid. It's okay.
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 I'll take
Last
it.
but not least, you want kids?
In the future. In the
Wait.
future, I would. Probably
Roughly.
around like 27-ish, 28.
Any I want to say no requirements from this man, like before you have kids with him. Anything that like stands out?
Yes.
Somebody with a drive. I want a man with a drive. If you don't feel like you want to do much in life, you rather sit at home, do nothing. I mean, given this isn't just because he's a man, because I want to drive too. I want to be successful. I want to do things for myself, but not only for myself, but for another person. So if we're together and we're going to have a child with each other, I would want both of us to be working hard for that child. And I want to feel stable in that relationship. I want to make sure that we can both provide for said child or children, depending on how many.
I have a question.
Okay. Go.
Well, when do you guys think it's like the right time to have a kid with somebody? Like I feel like now,
In
for the
terms
most
of how
part,
long?
I see, like now I feel like in this generation, it's always like people get together and whether it's accidental on purpose, whatever, they have a kid and then it turns into the bitter baby mom, baby dad situation where nobody likes each other and now
It's
you're
not always the
just-
case.
I feel
though.
like I already
I'm
have
not-
a
I'm not
child
saying
right
that's
now, and
always
it's
the
Mother
case.
Earth. And
I think whenever
we
you're
need
able
to
to take care of yourself.
We need to take care of.
I think whenever you're able to take care of
No.
yourself and your child on your own, that's when that's when you should be able to do it.
This is just very telling because
And maybe that should be it's a scarcity
it's
mindset,
apparent-
but I feel like that's just
it's apparent that like
mentioned.
you guys want to have kids with the right guy, understandable. However, your
circumstance.
requirements are so high. I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Okay, well your requirements are so low. I mean, what the hell?
Exactly.
What is
I
high
didn't say my
about the
requirements.
requirement?
I know, but
Yeah, I mean,
because
still, like, who are
yeah.
you? To
What's
tell
high
someone
about
who's
wanting
that?
somebody to
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
provide for a child along with you?
No. Think about it, right? Most of you are almost 30 or getting there. Well, not
Yeah,
almost.
Yeah,
21.
almost 30. That's
I'm
okay.
21.
Um,
I'm
but-
23.
I
yeah.
I'm a
accept
baby.
that. Almost 30 train.
But then some of you say, you know what? You don't want kids, period. Which is
Pardon?
fine, by the
Yeah,
way. It's your
that's-
choice. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
what are we here to do as men and
As
women?
men to like change the perspective of women to have children.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying,
Huh?
what are you
No,
what are
I'm
you here to
saying
do?
I feel like okay, well maybe my answer was a question or an answer in itself. So I think if men address their lowest form of ego and their lowest form of self, women would be a bit more open to have children in this day and age. I don't know if that's for everyone, but for me, because I think
Yeah.
that the ego of men and the, let's say, traits that they're not necessarily willing, generalization, if they're not necessarily willing to approach for themselves, it's hard for a woman to find that attractive because most of the time, after a certain age, women are emotionally developed. So if you don't have any a bit, like a small ounce of emotional empathy, or even know that you need to expand your emotional empathy, then why would I take myself off the market and put myself in the form of a mother and a baby mother for a man who hasn't or isn't willing to overcome his lowest points?
Don't you have a man?
I do, but
So-
I'm still not gonna have a marriage.
What?
I'm still not gonna have a baby by him. You wanna know why?
What the
Because
fuck?
I'm not financially inept to give the life of my child that I want for me. And at the end of the day,
You just say a
marriage.
successful entrepreneur.
You
Politician.
did.
He is. He is. But is this a wedding ring or just like a promise ring? Is there signatures on contracts or there aren't? There isn't. So at the end of the day, if there isn't anything to protect me as a ring or a contract, of marriage contract, then why would I have a child with you if I know right now that I am not able to give my child the life that I want to give them by myself? Now, mind you, that may be a scarcity mindset or what have you. However, I am not going to say I am going to give my older years to be young or have a facelift or do all this and all that for a man to want me after a baby.
Okay, so very interesting.
Do you think that? Do you think that anybody?
The question was
Amish?
education or children.
But do you think that anyone should be having children right now if we can't even take care of our own planet properly?
What the fuck?
Or ourselves properly?
Like,
That's a great question.
Have you guys traveled much and have you seen what's been going on with
In
the
the world?
ocean and with our planet? Like, have you seen
Or
any
even
of that?
bricks?
Listen, my front yard is
You
okay.
do realize that like depopulation, right?
I'm not talking about
Hunger
depopulation.
So
Games.
what are you talking about?
I'm just talking about
Global
the fact
warming.
that no, I'm not talking about global warming at all.
Dolphins.
No.
What are you talking about
Pollution.
then?
Pollution.
I'm talking about the ocean.
Don't make her sound idiotic because you don't get her point.
No,
The
I mean-
ocean is very important for the Earth, obviously, right? Like
It
it's
is.
the Earth is covered in 70% water.
Definitely.
The ocean will be fine.
I have a question
Yeah, but not
for the
if
guys.
we not if we keep pulling minerals out
This is
of it
such
and
a
not
crazy
putting
stretch.
anything
We're
back.
over here talking about education or family, and she's over here talking about the ocean.
Wait.
Bruh.
Yeah, but we're
This is
bodies of
fucking
water.
That's
This is
education.
We're bodies
crazy,
of
bro.
water.
That's education.
This is crazy.
The ocean.
The
Yeah.
ocean.
Purged.
We're talking about education or family. She's over here talking about fucking
ocean.
ocean.
Well, that's fine.
Wait.
That's
All
fine
right.
because
So-
I have a
Something.
mission
All right.
and purpose, and I want to serve and
Fantastic.
protect the
Save
water.
the animals.
Listen,
Okay, protect the ocean.
That's
I want to ask
I'm always
something,
going to use
guys.
my voice for the ocean, and more people should too.
I wanna ask-
Fantastic.
shout out to the
As you
Dolphins, man.
should.
So,
Which ocean?
what I'm trying to say here is, this is very interesting, and it's actually very alarming too. Feminism is here, guys. I mean, the girls' answers just tell you guys everything that you need to hear. Most of them would prefer to pursue a career in education over a family, and that's fine. But what they don't tell you is the dark side of you wanting to. Something wrong?
No, it was empty.
Can we get rid of the cups, guys? Here.
Sorry, guys. That was me, huh?
Yeah.
Guess I won't have this.
So
much.
what I was gonna say was, feminism has fooled you guys. So you got to pick one. But what I would say is, I think girls should get married as young as possible, and when they're most attractive, so that they can get the highest caliber guy that they can possibly get. Because as you get older and you get more educated, etc., you're gonna want that guy. You're gonna demand that guy, but he might not want you back. Because the guys that have options that are attractive that meet these requirements that you want, they might not want an older woman that's career oriented and masculine and I am educated and I could tell you this and I'm a boss too. We don't want that shit.
I'm starting right now.
I have a
I
question.
wanted
Grind
to
starts
ask
right now.
something, guys.
So ask yourself this question. Are you willing to forego a family and children for your career? If the answer is yes, then cool. But what I am telling you also is this. You're also in your 20s, right? Some of you. And you don't know that when you're 35, 36, 37, you're really going to start to regret it and you won't be able to go backwards. Women only have a finite amount of time to find the man and get the most attractive man they can. And guess what? We care a lot about your age. We will never admit this shit, but we care a lot. We want girls in their fucking 20s for a reason. Because they're hotter, they're younger, they're tighter. That's
why
what it
grown
is. It's
men be
biology.
Going for them children.
Just like you want a man that's
Barely
older,
legal.
smarter, with more money. We want a girl that's younger, more fertile,
We gotta
less
start.
bodies,
Write
less
down.
experience. That's
Write
what
it
men
down,
want.
write it down.
So that's
19
why
to
you want
20
them
legal.
younger?
Tighter.
Huh?
Is that why you want them
Tighter.
younger because of the things that you mentioned? Because they're
Fertile.
cuter and their bodies are tighter?
The
I'm not
things
gonna
that
argue
men
with
look
you.
for in women tend to be more plentiful when she's younger.
As
So-
possible.
More plentiful. Now, mind you, okay, so I'm going to offer this statistic and you can tell me your rebuttal, please. Because I want to know from a man's perspective, if men, because I saw a few things that they want women between 18 and 24, right?
That's when a woman is at her peak.
At her peak. But
Yes.
her frontal
Damn,
her frontal lobe doesn't develop until she's 25.
What did I tell you before about what men
They
think
don't
about?
care about our mind.
Yeah.
But then again, don't you think that's
I
a
have
bit
a question.
predatory?
I do too.
How's that being predatory?
Because if a woman isn't able to scientifically weigh out her decisions properly, and you understand that to a certain extent, because at 24, that cutoff is at 25, don't you think that you're maybe not necessarily mentoring her or teaching her, but preying on her because of her mindset?
She can drive.
These
She's
niggas
an
don't
adult.
care.
She could
She's an
vote.
adult.
In
With
their
an
head.
ID.
You can drive, drink, and an adult. That is the constitute. That's the pre-qualifications to be your woman. That
No,
you can drive,
I'm
drink,
saying
and
this is something
and you have
she
an
can
ID.
do
Adult, yeah.
as an adult.
okay. So just because you can go to war for your country doesn't mean that you could drink. So does that Does that mean that you?
What?
So as a person, you can enlist into the military at 18, but you can't drink until you're 21.
The
Does that
point
mean
is, she's considered an adult.
she's considered an adult? But do
So
you
she can
think
make a
that
choice
she's
for
an adult?
herself.
They don't
So that
care
means
about
that
our
you don't
minds.
want to.
Yeah,
But,
So
but
it doesn't
at the end of
matter.
the
See a
day,
hot
but guess
body.
what? Guess what? At the end of the day,
And
the
it's
wealthiest
tight
men
cooch.
are
Yeah,
married
tight
to
cooch.
older
Tight
women.
as
The
a
wealthiest men are married to older women, and I think that there's a point with that because we
They're married to women younger than
Older
them, which
women.
is the most
Yeah,
important thing.
younger women, but
So
they're
younger
still
than them is
older.
the point.
Because who's Jeff
Only
Bezos?
dating
Jeff
like
Bezos.
25-year-old women.
But he's an actor. He's an
25
actor.
younger.
He's an actor. He takes direction. He is
Can I
not a
ask you
boss.
guys
He's an
something?
actor.
Look,
He is an
look.
employee. Okay.
Men
employee.
overwhelmingly prefer younger women.
He's an employee.
That's just what it is. 18 to 24 is when a woman's at her peak, and she has the most
Who's peak?
negotiating power to be able to find the man that she wants.
I don't
You
think
can
so.
go ahead and try to stave it off and get an education and say, well, I'm making up for it in this things. These are things that we don't really care about, unfortunately. So,
May I say something?
yeah.
Wait, real quick, shit a question.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's 3 questions pending.
No, if men also care as much about having kids and getting married, or is your focus mostly on your career?
Well, men have to focus on their career because we can't. See, the difference between men and women is when men make money, we understand that we could provide for a family. When women make money, they say a lot of the things you guys have said. We're independent. We're bosses. We don't need men. Men don't make money for the purposes of being independent. As a matter of fact, it's the other way around. We make money for the purposes of other people to be dependent on us.
Yep.
Teach a woman, you teach a nation.
Can I piggyback off that
Incorrect.
question?
Teach a man, you keep the nation.
What? A woman creates the nation. That's actually okay.
No,
What's
she
your
create the
doesn't,
question?
nation?
bro. No, she
No,
doesn't,
no,
bro.
they create the nation, but they teach the nation.
We
You
have
teach
2
a
more
woman, you teach the
With
nation.
all due respect, all the
That's
infrastructure
Mandela.
jobs.
That's a Mandela quote.
Yeah, I'm
well,
not working in no oil rig.
all
I'm
the
not-
infrastructure
Yeah, it's
jobs,
not
all the
saying
most
it's
important
not.
jobs
None of that.
are run by men. Men
Doesn't
create
make sense.
society.
No,
Women
I'm-
just live in it.
No, I'm saying that women are more, let's say, group oriented. So as a man creates money, he has 3 or 4 people, but as a woman creates money, she will have
It's her money.
generation on top of others. You
It's her
teach a
money.
woman, you teach a nation.
Women don't share their resources.
we?
What are you talking
Can I-
about?
No, it's her money.
Where are you
just change
from?
I feel
Women
like-
don't share. Women
Shut up,
don't
bitch.
share
Fuck you, shut
their
up.
resources.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the comment.
Women don't share their resources like men do. Men understand that, yo, I'm going to be the provider. We're designed to provide for women. Women are not designed to provide for
See.
us. That's why when a woman makes
See-way.
more, one of the biggest predicators on a divorce, by the way,
See-way.
is
Who's
when a
single
woman
here?
gets a raise at her job and makes more than her man. Somebody going to say something?
We have
Yeah,
2
I was gonna
questions over
piggyback off
here.
of her question. So, like, do you guys want kids at any point or eventually, or
Yeah.
okay? So, how earlier you guys were saying, like, sorry, how you guys were saying earlier, like when you find a girl or whatever, you don't really care about their brains, you don't care about all that, but like to find a woman,
Obviously you care,
to
but it
find-
doesn't have the
Can I
same
finish?
level of
Can I
importance. Hold on, because I want to make sure I clarify this. It doesn't have the same level of importance that women put on our brains.
No, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I'm saying, like, when it comes for you guys to find your wife or a girl that you want to have your kid, because if you're out here fucking anything, not saying anything, but if you have multiple partners, you're probably not gonna want this one bitch you fucked in the club last week to have your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you guys go about picking your woman for your
Your next
lineage?
kin. Your
Yeah.
next of kin.
Well, I mean, there are certain standards that we have for childbearing purposes. Of course,
Okay.
not being a hoe. Of course, being a mother figure. Of course, having herself where she understands, hey, I have my roles, he has his roles, and she plays her part. And then adding to your life as well by adding value and being someone helpful.
And what
to
do
your
you
career.
what do you guys consider adding, like,
Yeah,
value
what's
or like
helpful
or
to
like
you?
what do you guys think a woman can bring to the table? Because every bitch can cook, every bitch can clean, every bitch can
Yeah,
suck and
like-
fuck and
I would
shut
argue
up.
they
How
can't,
old-
but okay.
How old are you guys?
31.
31.
33.
Are you single?
Yeah.
But
Relatively young.
can you answer my like what is the value in like the
That a
Yeah,
woman
it's going
can
to depend
add.
on each man because everyone
Mhm.
has a different, I want to say,
What's
take
your
for
value?
life. But business-wise, I would say just being assisting me, being my assistant, help me with scheduling stuff, planning stuff, maybe cooking as well. Whatever I need done, basically
So
be my
stay at
assistant.
home, basically, kind of like stay at home, but also just helping you.
tend to?
Yeah,
Tend,
Right.
tend to,
that'll help a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will she get compensated
What
for
about
this?
you?
Will she get paid for that?
Yes, her
She's
rent
living good. She's
and
living.
dick.
I mean, like,
What about you?
of course she would be.
Yeah,
Okay,
what-
good.
What about?
Yeah, I mean the same thing. Adding value, not being a detriment, not being a liability. I think most women are liabilities versus assets, and it's on you as the guy to identify the assets and get rid of the liabilities.
Definitely.
So yeah, I mean, but every man is different, right? On what they need. But yeah, of course, the basics of cooking, cleaning, keeping the house tidy, not being a whore. All these things are extremely important. But education and her income is
not a big factor.
Not at all.
If you met a woman that, like, you know, she maybe doesn't have a job, or she works as
Whatever.
even better.
and
McDonald's.
she's not as educated. Like,
Even
she
better, she works for me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to see. Yeah.
May I
Because the thing is that a woman is most happy when she's serving a man that she loves, admires, and respects, not a boss.
Right.
And like I said before, a woman get mad when I say this. You can't serve two masters. So like, if she's over here dedicated to her job, etc., she's not going to be dedicated to you. She can't fully submit to you. So this is why I personally don't necessarily take career women seriously, because she's going to put her career over me and the family. That's just what it is. And my thing is, that's the man's job, is to put the career over the family, because I need to take care of the family. So therefore, I need to focus on my mission. Women, on the other hand, their mission is children and a family. So you're basically going to have two dudes in a relationship together, and it's going to butt heads. I don't want that. I don't want to date myself. I don't want a career-oriented woman.
Definitely.
How do you
But
feel
before I
about
forget, may I interject?
Wait, hold on, girls.
on.
It's 1 o'clock, and we have a lot of chats. We have to move on.
Okay, 1 second.
Wait,
This is a
may I
really
ask
good
my
point.
question?
Chris,
Wait.
wait.
Did you finish?
This is horrible. It's a great
I
point.
did.
Yeah, she
Thank
asked.
you so much.
My question. So back to the original topic of, like, if you want to choose your career over, what's that?
Like,
Family and kids.
No, I have to say
This
this.
is, yes.
Yeah.
So in terms of marriage,
There's consequences
because
to that.
you're saying that, you know, women should get married at a young age and
Yeah.
everything like that. How long do you think that, you know, somebody should be with another person before they decide to get married? Like, what's too soon and what's too long? Is there
that,
like a
that depends on the situation. But what I'm saying is that I advocate women get married young, just because I know when they're young, they're at their prime, and they're going to be able to get the best man that they can get.
right.
Does that make sense? I don't want you,
understand
like,
that.
if like, for example, you go to a nightclub, right? Who's there at 3 a.m.? The fucking
The young girls.
the schmucks?
I think. I was a young girl at the parties.
You don't know. Anyway,
I don't. I really don't.
yeah, you don't. Please just stop speaking unless you know what you're talking about.
Okay.
The leftovers are there. You're like the losers, the weirdos, etc. The creeps
Joe
are there,
Schmo.
right? So you want to be there, right? You if you're in a casino and you're up, you want to cash out when you're up. You don't want to wait and gamble and wait longer in the casino. Next thing you know, you're down and you have to leave on a negative profit. What I tell women is, as you age, your chances of finding the most attractive guy go down with it, because men look for different things than women do. We don't look for your career and your income, etc. And here's the other thing too that women don't get. As you make more money and you climb the totem pole of status, you're going to require a man that has the same status, if not the same as more as you.
Or more than you.
So not only is your value decreasing, but your standards are now going up. So you're burning the candle at two different ends. So now you're becoming less attractive while simultaneously wanting more, and your chances of finding the more go down and down and down. So what I say is, have the family when you're young, etc. You want to chase a career later on, that's fine. You can always do it later, but you have a finite amount of time to find the man and then have the kids with that man. I'm not saying it's easy. Don't get it twisted. A lot of guys are fucking bums out here. I totally understand the predicament that women are in 2023. A lot of guys don't want to pay the bill. A lot of guys aren't necessarily traditional. A lot of guys think that it's 50-50. It's fucked up out here for you guys. I understand that. But you need to find a guy that has his shit together, doesn't believe in astrology and all this other bullshit and faggotry. They just understand that, we got to get shit. We're on Rumble now. Yeah. We just got to get shit done.
It's different.
You can say whatever you want. Okay. You got to deal with a guy that's hyper masculine, that understands that it is my duty to take care of my family, regardless of my circumstances. I just got to get it done. But there's not enough of these guys to go around. So, and it's even harder as you age to find these guys.
And I would argue at a certain age, let's say 25, 28 plus, you met a guy before that could have been that guy for you, but either your ego was involved, or maybe you said, you know what, I could find another
I'm
guy
not going to
later on.
submit. I'm not going to listen to him.
I'm young, I'm attractive,
I'm a boss.
do what I want. And
Yeah.
then when you get older, it's like, damn, he was actually the one for me, but I let it pass because I was too much into myself and being selfish, basically, pretty much.
No.
So
Listening to this, I realized